Hey, it's Ben here from the Strength Factory, and I'm coming to you with 6 tips to improve your riding and fitness this winter. The first thing I'll say then is like an overriding principle, and that is that the longer you've been riding, the more experienced you are. If you want to improve, the more deliberate you have to be about actually making an effort to go out and work on things, whether it's your fitness or your skills. For the new riders out there, maybe you started riding in lockdown, actually you can just achieve loads by just riding more. If you've only been riding a year, then another 6 months of riding through winter is going to really step up your level. It's not to say that these points are relevant. So the bottom line is, for all of this, is that you've got to have that mindset where you want to improve, and sometimes you can do riding where you deliberately go out looking to improve as a rider. Tip number 1 to improve your riding is actually probably an all year one. I think it's more relevant in the winter because we're all cold and stiff. Is do a warm up every time you ride. Okay? You know, you've got up, you know, you've been in your van or your car, or you've been at your desk and you're riding after work, you're stiff, and then it's cold outside, and so you're stiff and maybe you're all wrapped up warm and you feel a little bit constricted. Just do a warm up, okay? It doesn't have to be complicated. The way I describe it is try and move every joint in every direction. Okay, you don't need any kit. You can do it at home, you can do it in the car park, you can ride for 5 or 10 minutes to get some temperature up and then do it by the trail. It doesn't matter. Just get in the habit of doing a warm up and then stick with it. It's going to really help you to get the most out of all of your riding. Just one thing before we go on to the next tip. We just ticked over 3,500 subscribers on a YouTube channel, and I'm stoked. Thanks very much. Hit like, and if you haven't subscribed yet, then let's make it 3,501. Cheers. Tip number 2, night riding. Yes, you do need to invest in some decent lights so you can enjoy riding safely off-road, but once you've got that, they should last a long time. And for a lot of people with regular jobs, night riding is your only opportunity to ride outside of the weekend, and it just means you can get a lot more done and more opportunities to work on your fitness, work on your skills. Make life simple for yourself. You know, hopefully you can see I've got a mount here. That's just on my bike now all winter, so all I have to do to go riding is just bang, clip my light on my bars, bang one on my helmet, and off I go. We're getting more riding to boost your fitness. It's a really different experience, okay? I believe it's going to be good for your skills because it really focuses you on the trail ahead, and it's wicked fun, especially when you do it with a load of mates. Tip number 3 is a favourite of mine, flat pedals. If, like me, you ride flats all year round, then crack on. You're already ahead of the game. If you like to clip in, then I would suggest that a set of flat pedals is going to help you to improve your basic mountain bike skills and your advanced mountain bike skills by riding them all winter. It's easy to get lazy when you're clipped in. When we're riding flats, you've got to drop those heels to get your weight behind the axle. You're going to learn to push the bike. You know, if you can learn to like bunny hop it and jump the bike on flat pedals, then for me, that is an absolute game changer for your skills. There's too many riders out there, especially young ones, who go to clips too early and they're missing out a lot of those fundamental flat pedal skills. The other thing I'll say is that if you're going to be riding all winter, especially natural trails in the mud and the roots and the wet, then flats just give you that confidence to kind of dance around on the bike, because you can make those dabs quickly and it can really help develop your all-round riding. Okay, so get the flats on. Top tip number 4 is to ride the tricky stuff. Ride the stuff that you find hard. So flat turns, gravelly flat turns like these ones behind me here, off cambers, roots, steep stuff. Think about the stuff that makes you nervous. Think about the stuff that you maybe don't like to ride, and if it's safe to do so, ride it. Go with a rider who's better than you. Get some skills coaching. I'm always going on about that. Get some skills coaching. But, you know, by riding those tricky trails, by riding the trails that get really icy slippery in the winter because they're like hard packed clay, if you can learn to ride that this winter, then I'll tell you what, you're going to be a much better rider by the summer. Okay, so go into it with that mindset where if you don't like a certain type of trail or certain type of feature, it's probably because you suck at riding it. Okay, so the way to not suck is to ride it and to practice it and to go in there with you know, the outlook where I'm going to improve this. And how you're going to go about doing that is through conscious practice, deliberate practice, thinking about your position, using feedback like filming yourself or riding with a friend, or like I said, riding with a coach. So get out there, hit those flat turns and hit the off cambers. Now we all know it wouldn't be a Strength Factory video with Ben if I didn't bang on about the importance of aerobic training and getting those base miles in, that base aerobic fitness, okay? So that means riding at low intensity, zone 2 heart rate if you use zones, or if not, then just a pace where you can comfortably chat while you're going along. A lot of mountain bikers in particular spend all their time riding above this intensity, which is fine, and it will get you so far in terms of your fitness. But if you really want to be flying when the spring comes round, then there's no substitute for those base miles. And whether you do it on the road bike, the indoor bike, the gravel bike, or even like running or hiking, or, you know, getting on the ski machine or something like that, that base aerobic fitness absolutely builds a foundation for the high intensity work that you could do next year, for intervals, for sprints, and now is the perfect time to do it. Get out there, get the zone 2 work done. Trust me, it's a game changer. For the next tip, it really complements the last one, and it's nasal breathing. Instead of okay, which we all do plenty of when it gets tough, okay? But nasal breathing is going to make you a more efficient rider. It's going to help with your posture and body position. And when you get good at it, it's going to help you to ride at higher intensities, to be fitter and to be faster. In day-to-day life, it's going to improve your health, reduce stress, and a whole host of other benefits which are widely available to find out about on the internet, okay, if you Google nasal breathing. So when you're doing those base miles, I want you to breathe through your nose. And when you're not doing base miles, when you're riding with your friends, or, you know, out for a more intense bike ride, then just do your best to breathe through your nose as much as you can. And guess what? Over time, like anything, you're going to get better at it. So there it is. There's Ben's top tips to improve your riding on the bike this winter. Remember, at the heart of it is just a general approach that covers it all, which is about going out to deliberately try to improve, whether it's your fitness or your skills, okay? Make a plan, go out, play that long game, and if you're consistent through the winter, working on your skills, working on your fitness, then by the spring you're going to be absolutely flying. And you know what, in the meantime, I reckon winter's going to be really good fun. I love riding in the mud, apart from the clearing up. I love riding in the winter, possibly even more than the summer. Wet trails are often better than dry trails, which sounds mental, okay? So have a great time with your friends. Go and session the trails. Go and ride the muddiest, nastiest, most dirty tracks that you can find, okay? And let me know how you've been getting on. I'd love to hear.